Bienvenidos a Los Angeles. Welcome back, my friends. Forget what you know about this place. We play a different game. Some play the hero. Some play the villain. Everyone's a player one way or another. For the first time ever, the best of two leagues. Rivalry at the next level. Best versus best. Where else could this go down? Welcome to a new tradition. Representa tu liga.
We back, baby, from our AT&T 5G virtual studio. Welcome to Group Chat presented by AT&T 5G. I'm Susannah Collins. That is Stephen Keel. It has been a minute, buddy. International break over. Are you ready to get back into this?
So pumped. It's so great to be back here with you. MLS full slate of games kicking off tonight, Friday, which is great. Going into the weekend, I could not be more jacked to be hanging with you for the next little bit.
Do you know what else I am jacked up about, Stephen Keel? Did you see that
probably
promo?
many things.
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yo.
All-Star is back. We're back. All-Star is back. There is a lot to celebrate today. But yeah, the MLS All-Star game presented by Target. Oh, at All-Star week, August 20th through the 25th. The game's going to be on the 25th. The MLS All-Stars will be taking on the All-Stars of Liga MX at Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles. As we know, All-Star last year canceled due to COVID. So the fact that this is on the books, Stephen, like the All-Star game is happening. All the festivities, the skills challenge is back. Like I could not be more excited for this. What do you love about All-Star Week?
I love it. One, we're going back to Cali, like Biggie Smalls said, which is going to be a great venue, great location. I love this this setup. I love the, there's obviously the rivalries within the region. You have, US versus Mexico. You have at the club level in Champions League, Toronto FC seems to always be battling against a team from Mexico. And then this is just another chapter in that. The best of Liga MX versus the best of MLS. It has all the makings to be something very, very special.
This is I'm just watching this promo video and it's like, oh, it's giving me all the feels. It's such a fun, like it's just a fun week. It's a fun event. There's stuff going on literally every day leading up to the match. And it just feels, I don't know, this is just, for me, this was sort of like, oh, we're back. Like things are back to normal. The All-Star game returns. So it's just, I don't know. I'm just super, super pumped about this. Tickets go on sale July 22nd, people. And again, so Bob Bradley coaching the MLS All-Stars.
Sign me up.
I mean, there's just like storylines aplenty here.
Speaking of storylines, right now, if you had a ballot, who are the top 3 MLS players you're like, I'm putting them in the All-Star game, no brainers? I mean, obviously a lot can happen, but for you, so far this season, who would you put in the All-Star game? Yeah, so far.
Chicharito
So
has earned it, 100%. I'm going to say Carlos Heel. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go Christian Roldan, who has also earned it.
Listen,
those are my 3.
No qualms with me. I think those 3, I had a little list in my head. I would maybe also add in Raul Ruidiaz from Seattle, who's been on fire. But listen, I think all 3 of the players you stated absolutely have earned it, has been fantastic. So I'm just anxious to see, when the rosters come out and everything like that, it's just such a fun time for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be we're gonna have some good conversations, feel like, about those rosters and the voting and all that. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Cannot wait. And we can't wait for you guys to weigh in. So hit us up on that group chat hotline, y'all, 401-206-0MLS. Not sure if we had any messages waiting for us during this international break. I'd like to think the mailbox was full. Probably not.
You can't even leave messages because the mailbox for the group chat is full. So yeah, we'll go in after this and clean it. We'll clean that out and make sure it's open so everyone has space to leave their long, well thought out messages.
All right, Keel. Well, as we said at the top of the show, MLS is back, baby, after what felt like an incredibly extended international break. I don't know why this one felt particularly long, even though it was only 2 weeks, but so much happened in that period of time. I think that's why it felt really long. But there's a lot to kind of recap, if you will, about this international break. So let's kind of run through the major bullet points here. The first being obviously the big win for the U.S. men's national team over Mexico in the Nations League final. That game was bananas. They bring home some hardware, and I'm just feeling so positive about this team, especially as we head into a little World Cup qualifying, which we'll touch on in just a bit.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you win a trophy, that's a good thing. But I tell you, from watching that game, the roller coaster that I was on, I was like, opening minute, boom, and then we score and we're back up, and then we concede, and then we score, and then we score again, and then we give up a penalty, and then we save it. It's like I can't handle this. But what a performance! A great victory for the U.S. And then later, actually this week, the U.S. women's team was in action, just doing what they do. 2-0 win over Nigeria. The first game at the new Q2 Stadium in Austin, which we will touch on a little bit later. But Susannah, I mean, we talk about the women just doing what they do. They're on a 42-game unbeaten streak. That's 42 games they haven't lost. Knock on wood. I got you. I got you. But like, I mean, that's just incredible. So, they are very, very good.
It's almost not fair, It's just like they are so dominant. They are so good. And I'm not mad at it, but wow,
no.
that is something. That is something else. God, they're just so great. So fun.
They're so good.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that who else is good on the international level is or a big performance, I shall say, Canada men's national team, right?
Yep.
4-0 win on aggregate over Haiti. They are in the final round of World Cup qualifying.
It has been 24 years, Stephen Keel, since Canada made it to the qualifying rounds of the World Cup. So this is a big, big deal. And it's just, it's our neighbors to the north. We've got MLSers representing Canada.
Absolutely.
And of course, guys like Alphonso Davies, who, I like to think we birthed him. MLS birthed him into greatness.
Good. Perfect way to say it. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't know.
No.
But it's super cool. And also, if you look at, I want to take a look. We have a graphic, some of the qualifying matches for the U.S. and Canada. And guess what? They're going to play each other, which is going to be so fun. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. And obviously, USA, Mexico, always tasty, as we saw in the Nations League final. But this is going to be, I feel really optimistic for both teams. I don't know.
Yeah,
is that?
I think they're both coming in. No, not at all. They're both coming in qualifying. You got to feel. I think both fan bases are feeling positive. They got difference makers. Both teams do. You mentioned them, Alphonso Davies, Kyle Larin, another MLSer, repping Canada and the U.S. Obviously, we got some star power. The boys are looking good. So yeah, it's World Cup qualifying. Again, it's a roller coaster of emotions. But it's just going to be so fun, and I can't wait for it.
I know. I am too. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Keel, let's talk a little bit about MLS because,
Yes.
that's who we work for. And we have games. We've got games to talk about. So before we get into that, let's take a look at the standings as they are right now. Keel, what do you make from the East? What is standing out to you here?
Well, I look at it as this international break, revisit that. I think some teams look at it as a positive and some teams negative. Maybe they're in good form. I think of two teams that I think welcome the break are Columbus, Toronto. The beginning of this season, I think these are two teams that we thought would be a little higher in the standings at this point. So I think this international break it is big and good for both of them. They both came into the season, had Champions League, ton of games to start the season, almost started the season at a sprint. This gives them a couple weeks to kind of catch their breath, get reorganized, get some players healthy. It sounds like Kevin Molino for Columbus is back training. Hopefully could feature as soon as this weekend. It gives Toronto's Alejandro Pozuelo some more time to rest, get healthy. So two key guys for both those teams. So I expect these teams to kind of hopefully use this break and come out of it in good form.
Good stuff, Keel. Love that analysis. All right, I'm going to take over for the Western Conference.
Yes.
Here, and I want to start with giving some shouts and some love to Colorado, San Jose, and Houston, who are all sitting above that playoff line right now. And I think that is a lot of people would be surprised at that, because we haven't been so high in them in the past. So I think that's really cool. But to your point about how the international break can help some teams, but then can also hurt them, I want to keep my eye on the LA Galaxy, okay? Because they had a little bit of momentum heading into the break, obviously sitting in third place right now on 15 points. They're coming off a 1-0 win over San Jose, and their first match out of the gates after this break is against Seattle, which is always, Seattle's good. Seattle's pretty good. The good news for them, though, they are at home. They're at home where they are unbeaten so far this season. So I think I'm very curious to see how they kind of come out of the gate after this international break, because they were playing pretty well. So, can Chicharito keep finding the back of the net? Like, are they going to be off a step? Some of the guys like Sebastian Lletget were off for international break. How does that play in? It's just kind of a lot of questions. But
a lot of questions, and with the break it's such a balance of giving players rest, but also keeping them fit, keeping them sharp. So I think that's like that fine balance of letting guys kind of disconnect, recharge the batteries, but also keeping them, because you come back and you got games this week and you're right back in the thick of things.
Well, Keel, something else that is really, really cool about this upcoming weekend of MLS action, we are celebrating Juneteenth, which is just so long overdue, just recognized as a federal holiday by President Biden. But Juneteenth is when we celebrate the emancipation of African-American enslaved. This happened in 1865. So, it's been a long time coming that this is getting the recognition that it deserves. So this weekend, all players will wear a Juneteenth-inspired jersey with the number on their jerseys for the June 18th through 20th matches. And these are so stinking cool. Just really so thoughtfully designed. They come in this box, this really incredible box. It's going to be auctioned off, and all the proceeds of that are going to benefit organizations supporting and uplifting Black communities in the markets of MLS teams. So it's really, look at that. It's so cool. Look at these images. Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and that is an image of one of our MLS players from back in the last year at the MLS is Back tournament, when they all came out in solidarity ahead of the first game, fists in the air. It's just a really powerful image. I love the way they integrated that into this box, and it's just, everything is just so super thoughtful and mindful. You know what else is cool? All the clubs are going to be playing the Black national anthem, Lift Every Voice, and sing before the matches this weekend. So it's just, I'm so happy that MLS is, so supportive of this
Yes.
initiative, this holiday, and recognizing it, because it's really, really important. It's really powerful.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the, different activations throughout the league, the club, going on this weekend. So it's just, like you said, awesome that everyone is behind this and is supporting this. And it's just helping bring awareness to what this day means in American history, and just to continue to help educate, people on the meaning and everything. And at the same time, celebrate, right? Like you said, it's such an important day in American history. It's a day to celebrate freedom for all. So very, very cool from the league, from the clubs, from the players, all that involved. So very, very well done.
Awesome. Nicely done. Another big event this weekend is the opening of Q2 Stadium for Austin FC. So technically, they're not the first team to play there.
Correct.
Because as we mentioned, the U.S. women's national team
Mm-hmm.
they christened it, if you will, with the 2-0 win over Nigeria. But Austin, this is their first home match at their new home against San Jose on Saturday at 9 p.m. That game on Unimastudiene, Twitter, and DAZN. I mean, we've seen the renderings. We have just the commissioner was there. We know that this place is absolutely spectacular. It's going to be so incredible to see these guys out on their home pitch. But do you know what I am more excited about? Do you have an inkling?
I have an idea. I feel like anytime Austin FC gets brought up, there's a certain minister of culture that usually is brought up with it, which is just fantastic on so many levels. Matthew McConaughey. And I would assume that's what you are referring to, that you are excited about, is Matthew McConaughey.
It is.
When you just gotta listen, watch the clip.
Hey, how you doing, man? McConaughey. Nice to meet you, man. How you doing, man?
Nice to meet you.
Figured you'd be that tall. Does his hair ever move?
McConaughey.
Every play is one take.
He's amazing.
Every moment in the game is one take.
Every play is one take.
I want to do that over. I missed that shot. You don't get to do over. Love the moment that you're the very first team here. Love the moment, man, that you're the inaugural. Love the moment that you're the builders. You're the foundation. It's happening live. You're going to feel Austin. We're going to be sharing, broadcasting this city and this team to the world on our turf, on our front porch. Love the moment Saturday night, man. 21 grand, been lining up for months to see y'all and come out. You don't get take two, and that's a privilege. It's actually more than privilege, that's freedom.
Get take two.
Fair day. Fair day.
Listen, I tell you
Keel,
what,
I'm ready to run through a brick wall. Let's go.
honestly, right? This is amazing. Matthew McConaughey was one of my favorite, I want to say actors, people before, but I would put him in. You always play the game of if you could have dinner with 3 people, anyone in the world, Matthew McConaughey's got to be one of them. Are you kidding me?
He's fascinating. He's fascinating. He's also just a super positive guy, obviously. This pep talk. P.S. He definitely rehearsed this. He wrote out a monologue. He set up a camera. He performed it. He practiced. He rehearsed. This is, it's all first takes. This is too good. It's too good. Also, I want to address the really aggressive dad energy that he was bringing with outfits.
I love it. I love everything that he's doing with that and everything. But I think when you look a little bit to the actual game with Austin and San Jose opening the stadium, like you said, it's obviously been the first game for the game. That's right. I was fortunate enough to be with Colorado back in 2007 when we opened Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and there's an energy. There's leading up to the game. There's so much excitement, and that first game we played DC United. We won 2-1. Herc Gomez got a goal. Roberto Brown got another one, and Herc scored I think in the first 20 minutes and set that tone. So I think you look at this game. Austin been on the road the first 8 games of the season. Their support has traveled well, but coming home, I think Matthew McConaughey said 21,000 strong. It's just going to be almost an explosion of energy. That Austin the players themselves are going to feel and probably be able to channel. I think when you look on the other side, San Jose coming into this, lost 4 straight. I just said they got to weather that first 15, 20 minutes. Austin's going to come out. They're going to be flying. The crowd is going to be electric. They got to find a way just to kind of get through that first 15, 20 minutes, settle into the game, find their rhythm, and go from there. But in any event, I cannot wait to watch this. The stadium, when the U.S. women were playing there, looked amazing. So I am pumped and pumped even more.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to miss that one. And on that note, as the doors open on one stadium, sadly they close on another. We are saying farewell to historic Crew Stadium this weekend. The Columbus Crew taking on the Chicago Fire on Saturday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and DAZN. This is, it's such a bittersweet thing, right? Because we have so many memories, incredible memories that took place at that stadium. And it was the first soccer specific stadium in North America for MLS. I should point that out for MLS. And look at this is a look back at the very first match, was complete with a skydiver. Look at that. Look at these. Oh my God, I love these throwbacks. This is just so good. So this was May 15th, 1999. Oh, cheerleaders! They had cheerleaders back then? Who knew?
Listen, anything was on the table back then. They got a limo driving on the field. Why not? It's just like you said,
straight up tux.
Just a special place for club and country there.
Wow. It's so many incredible memories. And they're moving to their new home on July 3rd, Lower.com Stadium. They're going to take on the New England Revolution in that match. And that is, that stadium looks incredible. There's so many great things about it. It's great for the city of Columbus, but it is kind of, I don't know. I have the feels about this one. We had Jonathan Mensah on the call up this week, and he kind of talked about, the feelings heading into this match. And, he was, you could tell it was like, he was emotional about it. And he was just like, but also, you're looking forward, but sometimes change can be hard for people, but we're trying to focus on the positive, looking ahead. But, I don't know. So what were some of your memories of historic Crew Stadium, Keel?
Well, my first memory is that's where I played my first professional game, albeit with the reserve team in Colorado. But it was one of your typical, the first team plays at 1:00 in the afternoon, and then the reserve teams play after that at 3:30. So that was my first time we played at Crew Stadium. We did win 2-1. I think Luchi Gonzalez got on the scoreboard for us in Colorado. But that was my first time, my first pro game. So. It's such a special place, obviously, going back there with, other games, first team games. It was so great. But I think, you look at it even from a national, that's kind of the birth of 2-0, right? For the U.S., Mexico. We talked about that rivalry earlier. So many big games, national team games have been played there for both men and women. And it just seems kind of fitting that, last year, the Crew win MLS Cup at their home, kind of almost sending the Crew, the stadium off as a champion, as it should be.
It's you couldn't script it.
But for you, you've also you've been there a few times. Do you have any fond memories? If you will?
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned the 2-0 and the USA Mexico matches, because I was at one back in 2016. It didn't go so well for the United States. I think they were on the other end of the 2-0. And this was a World Cup qualifier. And this was kind of the beginning of the end. This was also like 3 days after the election in 2016. Yikes. So very emotionally charged just in general. And then Jurgen Klinsmann, I will never forget this. I was sitting in on his press conference after the game, and this was the game I think that kind of sealed his fate as like, bye-bye, see you later, the end of this era, because he started kind of throwing some of his players under the bus a little bit. And sort of the beginning of the end there. So it wasn't great. It was also freezing that day. I remember it was so cold. I had to buy this U.S. Women's National Team hoodie that I still own. It's like now my favorite hoodie. So hey, thank you, cold Columbus weather. But yeah, it was freezing and not a great result. But I do remember the tifo that day was incredible. It was Christian Pulisic. It was like a big, massive Christian Pulisic holding up, like doing this, like 2-0. And it was cool. And I was like directly behind it when they unveiled it, because I was in the like this extended press box, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. It's a picture of it on my gram if you want to check it out at Susannah Collins. Thank you very much. You got to scroll down though. It's been a few years.
That was the game. I think Rafa Marquez got a goal to win it, right?
Yep.
Yes, off a corner kick.
Yep.
It was one of those. It had to be Rafa. It had to be Rafa.
Oof. But yeah, that took the air out of the building.
But
at least for the US
other
fans.
positive
The Mexico fans were elated.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, of course. But plenty of other positive memories for US fans.
Absolutely. So yeah, make sure you check out that game this weekend as we say farewell to historic Columbus Crew Stadium. All right, Keel, something that I always enjoy, I am always here for, as we say on the call up, is a little bit of Twitter beef. Okay. So the Philadelphia Union and FC Dallas. Okay. And I want to say right off the top too, the social media teams on these clubs are fire. They consistently deliver, and I always enjoy what they post. So it's no surprise that it's these two teams that are involved in this little saga, if you will. Okay, so academy teams, right? Both clubs with some pretty reputable academy talent coming through. So Philadelphia posts this, okay? Homegrown Throne, top youth club in the United States, okay? It's a great graphic. Look at these guys. I mean, yeah, it's incredible. So then Dallas puts in their Twitter bio, our academy is better than yours, which is a very subtle dig, like it's not like in your face, like screaming at Philadelphia. But it's very just like low key, like burn. Okay. So our academy is better than yours. And then Philadelphia is like, hey, you might want to update that bio. And then it goes into this.
They updated the bio.
Look at this. So they update the bio again. It says the ranking does the top 15 years of talent development. And then Philadelphia posts this meme of old Grandpa Simpson like yelling at the cloud. It's just
listen.
It was like it was a whole journey.
It's so great, and I love this for so many reasons, but two in particular. One, like you said, I love clubs that show some personality, some creativity.
Yes.
Sign me up for it. Yes, I will follow that club. But I also look at it as, these clubs are producing talent not only for MLS, but they're on the the global stage. I think you look at we talked about the US and Mexico, the Nations League final. I think the US had, 7 or 8 players from these two academies alone on the team that day. So look, the more clubs that are vying to be the top academy is better for everybody, right? Because that means the more talent they're producing, the better it is for MLS, the better it is for the national teams. So love it. I love it. I love the banter. I love how they go at it, and I'm in for it.
100%. Well said, Stephen Keel. And Philadelphia, PS, they got a chance to kind of put their money where their mouth is. Sunday, 2 p.m. against Atlanta. That game on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. So make sure you watch that one, because that'll be fun. I just love it. I love these little narratives that we create. Okay, speaking of narratives, okay, we've got NYCFC taking on the New England Revolution, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN this Saturday. Okay, ESPN Plus and DAZN. this Saturday. Now, I was looking at this matchup, and we saw in the standings, okay? Like New England is right up at the top. NYCFC, 4th place. They've got 11 points. They are coming off a huge 2-1 win over LAFC, which Ronnie Dyla said was the biggest win that they've had since he's taken over for them as head coach. And New England, as we said, they've got 17 points on the season. They're only 1 point behind Seattle, who is the best team in the league right now. 3-game winning streak for them. But what I find interesting is that when we've talked about these two teams, I think most people, and I'm including us in this conversation, sort of, preseason predictions, all of that, we have them as playoff teams. They're going to make the playoffs, but they are never really talked about as like the top teams in the East.
Yes.
And I'm very, which is strange because they're very good teams. They are both performing very, very well right now. Are we not giving NYCFC and New England enough credit so far?
I don't think we are. And I think it is time, I think when we look at the East, especially, you think, we talk about Columbus, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and rightfully so, those teams deserve to be in that conversation. But I think it's also time that we put these two teams in that same tier, New England and New York City. New England lost 1-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, right? So it's not like they're coming out of nowhere. And they're in good form. Bruce Arena has his team playing like a typical Bruce Arena team. They have no problem grinding out games, being well organized, winning 1-0, and just picking up points however they can. And on top of that, we look at, by the way, they have an MVP candidate in Carlos Keel, who is just a difference maker. So New England, I think for sure deserves to be in that category, as well as they are top of the East. And then on the other side, New York City FC. Again, you look at the roster, you look at the talent from back to front, from Sean Johnson, such a just quality. Game in and game out, he's going to show up. The back three, James Sands, Chanot, quality, and then going forward, it's dangerous. They are so dangerous. Jesus Medina turning in a great season. Tati Castellanos scoring goals, and then you have the Brazilian duo coming in, Teles Mongo and Thiago, who should add some, just even more depth, even more quality going forward. So I think 100% it's time that, when we talk about Columbus, Philadelphia, that we're talking about New England and NYCFC as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like this was a good kind of reminder. It's like, hey,
yes,
we're here too. We're here too. So we got our eyes on you. They're like, hey, we're in the party. Can we come? Thanks. We got you, New England, NYCFC. Woo! All right, we got a full slate of MLS action.
Let's
coming
go.
Your way, starting tonight.
I love it. Tonight, Friday night plans. Check.
The Red Bulls taking on Nashville, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and DAZN. We also got Salt Lake and Vancouver at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, oh, baby, I don't even know where to start here. Obviously, that Columbus-Chicago match, that game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and DAZN. Farewell to historic Crew Stadium. And I mean, just look at some of these. Toronto, Orlando, that New York City against New England game. And then Sunday, that Q2 Stadium. Welcome to MLS, baby. Austin taking on San Jose, 9 p.m. Eastern on Unimas, TUDN, Twitter, and DAZN. And that LA Seattle, always fun. That game at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. It's just look at all this. Look at all this fun action. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for
so many
MLS to be
delicious matchups. Delicious.
Between the Euros, Copa America, MLS, it's literally like all day of soccer. It's intense.
The soccer of summer.
It really is. My parents are like, "Are you what?
Or summer of
Who's
soccer.
playing now? What game's on?" It's like there's always just a game on in the background, but Hey, not mad at it.
Hey,
Not
right?
mad at it.
We start at basically 9 a.m. Eastern time. A game kicks off, and it's like, boom, you are set through until you go to sleep at night.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I like it. So, guys, again, hit us up on the hotline 401-2060-MLS. Enjoy the weekend. Oh, and happy Father's Day. Holy crud. I forgot that it's Father's Day this weekend. Happy Father's Day to you, Stephen Keel.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your Sunday with little baby Cruz. And happy Father's Day to my dad, John. He's somewhere in here. He keeps poking his head in. Is like, she's still working? Yep, still working, still here. And to all the wonderful daddies out there.
That's right. My father, Jerry's hanging out right now. So happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Enjoy MLS. Enjoy Father's Day. Same time, same bat place next week.
Oh yeah, I'll see you there.
See you.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See you then.